Hello and welcome back everyone to Module 0, Lesson 5. Again, this is a pre-recorded lesson video. Hopefully everyone has been keeping up with the previous lessons if you're doing the pre-recorded lessons. So before we get started, I just want to go over a couple of announcements. Like I said last week, there will be a test on Friday. And it's going to be over the things that we've been going over because we're about to end Module 0 tomorrow because there's only 6 lessons in it. So Thursday is going to be a review day. I'm going to be going over all the things that will be on the test and get you prepared for that. So look out for that. Another one is book pickup time. So what this is the opportunity for you and your parents to go pick up books that you're going to be using throughout the school year for this class. So the pickup times is going to be Thursday, September 10th. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And there's another window from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So please, if you can make one of those times to go pick up the books, please do that. Please let your parents know about this because it's very important that y'all get the textbooks that you need or the books that you're going to be reading throughout the school year. And if you can't make those times, then please let me know and have your parents contact me, and then we can try to work something out. We'll be at the school. It'll be at the car ramp, okay? So if you can't make those times, then please let me know. Please let your parents know because this is super important. Another thing is assignments. Please, please, please get those turned in because progress reports went out Friday. And a couple of your parents have already emailed me because some of you have incomplete as your grade. That's because you just haven't turned in the first couple of assignments. Remember, just turn those in and I will update the grade for you. So this is a list of names of the students that have turned in all the assignments that I've put out so far. If you may have turned in the assignments after I make this PowerPoint. So if you don't see your name, but you know that you turned in all 4, then don't worry about it. But for those of you that turned in all of them, great job. You're keeping on top of your work and keep it up. For those of you who haven't, I believe in all of y'all. Just get those turned in for me and I'll update the grade for you. I did make an adjustment to the course homepage. So I made a new folder called Assignments Due. So Assignments Due is all your previous assignments. That's just going to be right here. And whenever I see in the grade book that everyone has turned in a specific assignment, I'm going to move this into the correct date that I first assigned it, if that makes sense. So let's go back to this. Get your assignments turned in, please, because those are for a grade, and I don't want to have to put a 0 in into the grade book for you. And again, if you're having trouble getting into the documents that I put up or getting into the assignment, then please let me know so I can send that to you personally. I'm very flexible with how you turn in the assignments or anything like that. So again, just let me know so I can help you, okay? But without further ado, I think that is it for all the announcements. So let's get started with lesson 5, okay? So again, this is the poem that we read, that we read all throughout Module 0. So hopefully y'all are understanding the full context of this poem and what it's about and all the assignments that we've done for it. Again, we're going to start with the important questions. The essential question and the focusing question still have not changed. We've already answered the focusing question, basically, what does reading mean to the speaker in the poem? We basically came to the conclusion that reading is a very positive outlet for her and that reading lets her imagination go free and she can imagine herself in a different world. And that helps her in her life by building her knowledge of the world, new experiences, and just trying different things around her, which helps her become a better learner in the process. So it helps build her knowledge. And for the essential question, how do we build knowledge through reading? We should be answering this essential question today in this lesson because, again, like I said before, the essential question is the overall question that we need to answer for the entire module. And then the content framing question, of course, it's always different. For this lesson, the content framing question is, how does this poem build my knowledge? So what that means is basically what the speaker is doing in the poem, you're going to be doing. You're going to be putting yourself in the poem and relating yourself to it by using your experiences or different texts that you've read in your life. So basically, what that means is, again, you're going to be basing this text off of your experiences and the text that you read to try to relate it and understand this poem better, right? And by doing that, you're going to be able to figure out what's happening in the text, what you know about the text, and figure out why this text is worth reading. Okay? And then hopefully whenever you answer this question, you should be able to answer the essential question as well. But let's move on. Again, the intro, I always like to start off with a couple questions. So the first one, I want you to think about this question and brainstorm a little bit for me. So the question is, what do you think it means to build knowledge? So I'm going to give you a couple questions to answer that. So pause this video and think about it a little bit, come up with an answer, and come back, okay? Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you thought about this question. To me, what it means, what do I think it means to build knowledge? I think it means to add to what you already know. It means to learn more about something. Maybe it means increasing your knowledge about a topic. So again, building knowledge, like I said before, it takes into account what someone already knows, right? It takes from their experience and their prior knowledge, and it furthers their understanding of that topic. So again, you need to be able to use your past experiences and your past knowledge and put it into the text and relate to it to understand the text a little bit more and understand why the text is important. So the next question is, what do you already know about how reading builds knowledge? Right? So again, brainstorm, think about this question, come up with an answer, and then come back to this video, okay? I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. Okay, so welcome back. Hope you thought about this question. So to me, what do I already know about how reading builds knowledge? I think reading helps us learn. Reading is a skill we honestly need in order to learn. It teaches you a lot of new things. It helps you further expand on things that you already knew about. Again, reading is a way to find out about new things. And what's important is in this lesson, you need to be able to add to your understanding of the importance of reading, right? Because we already went through how reading was important to the speaker and how reading is important in general to us in the previous lessons. And hopefully we're going to keep adding on that by reflecting on the poem and connecting it to larger ideas about how reading builds knowledge. And again, by doing that, we're going to answer the content framing question and the essential question. Okay, so the major assignment for today's lesson is a Socratic seminar. So for those of you that are doing the pre-recorded lesson, obviously you're doing the pre-recorded lesson because you're watching this video, it's going to be a little bit harder to do this assignment. So what a Socratic seminar is, it's a classroom discussion about a question that I ask to the class before the discussion starts. So it's literally just us talking and, or really just the students talking and debating, essentially, if that makes sense. And by doing, whenever you're doing the pre-recorded lessons, again, like I said before, it's really hard to do the activities. Like you get the general idea of what the lesson is about, but you don't really get to participate. That's the little bit of problem with the pre-recorded lessons. But I'm just gonna go over a couple topics, and I'm gonna have that Padlet again, so you can look through what everyone else is saying and thinking. So hopefully you get a better knowledge of that. So again, so the Socratic seminar is basically an activity where you can share your ideas and you practice listening and responding to other people's ideas. So it is imagine a discussion board, but in person, if that makes sense. Okay. So the question that the Socratic seminar is about is, why is reading important to the speaker in the poem, right? And again, we've already went through why reading is important to the speaker, but I want to go into it a little bit more, delve into it, because again, the poem is about reading and why reading is important to it. And the questions we have to answer for this entire module is about why reading is important to everyday life and building knowledge, right? So again, I have a Google poll, like a Google form poll for the students to take, and a Padlet link. Click on those, and you can click on the Padlet link. And hopefully whenever you click on it, there's a lot of ideas and conversation happening in there from the students in the virtual class. Because the Socratic seminar is a place where you just talk about your opinions about why the poem or the text is important and answer the questions. It's basically a discussion. So a thing that I try to do to make people that do the pre-recorded lesson feel that they're participating is I also have a discussion board, but that's going to be on the next slide. So I'm going to talk about why I think reading is important to the speaker in the poem. It's basically a way for the speaker to build her knowledge of the world, right? And grow as a person, a student, and basically use her imagination to experience new things. And experiencing new things is a way for us to grow as individuals and students, learners. So that's why, reading is important to the speaker in the poem, and that's why reading is important in general. So I want you to sit with that question and think about it, because I know we answered it in the previous lessons, but expanding on that idea is really important. Figuring out why reading is important, especially in this text, and then using your background knowledge of why you think reading is important and relating it to what you're reading in the poem is super important, because it helps your understanding of what you're reading. Putting yourself in the text and using your own experiences as like an example is a very, very important thing to do when you're reading. Okay, so again, like I mentioned before, the discussion assignment. So I know there is a lot of assignments. Whenever I did the survey, some of the complaints was about how there's a lot of assignments that I assign. It's not up to me. It's up to what the school wants for me to do, and give you the certain amount of assignments. I try to make the assignments a little bit easier for y'all and easier to understand. So hopefully you like it a little bit better that way. So for the discussion assignment I have up is you just have to answer this question: how has reading about reading built your knowledge? So again, the poem is about reading, and the speaker reading a variety of different books, right? So we're basically reading about a person reading. So I want you to answer that question: how has reading about reading built your knowledge, right? And whenever you post your answer, I want you to respond to one classmate, okay? Please, please, please respond to one classmate. That will affect your grade. If you do not respond to one classmate, it will affect your grade. And again, that discussion assignment is found in the course homepage. After today, it will be moved into the assignments due folder. And I think I had that set for this Friday. I may change it because the test is also on that Friday. So look out for if the due date changes. It won't be earlier. I will probably make it due later, if that makes sense. So again, the wrap up, we always have to answer the content framing question: how does this poem build my knowledge, right? And if we answer this poem, this question, we should sort of be able to answer the essential question. So in my opinion, how does this poem build my knowledge? It shows you the importance of reading, right? Because this entire poem, the speaker is essentially reading, and this is showing why she loves reading. So again, like I said before, you're reading about someone reading and why it's important to them. And it should tell you that reading is important in life to grow as a person, a student, to experience new things, to build on your current knowledge and expand on it more, right? So that is why, how does this phone build my knowledge? Because it shows you the importance of reading and what reading can do for you as a person, right? It expands on your current knowledge of what reading is really about and helps you build it up and really show you why reading is one of the most important things you can do to help build your knowledge and grow as a learner, right? So again, hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about what we just went over, please, please, please let me know. Because my email is always open. You can go on the question board. I always answer the questions on the question board. And or you can just message me on Schoology. Or if you want extra help on the assignments that we've been doing or the concepts that we've been learning, again, please let me know about that. And again, please turn your assignments in so I can update the gradebook for you so that you do not have a 0. As the last thing I want to do is give you a 0 because I already know how virtual learning is a little bit difficult. I don't want to give you a 0 if you're having like technology problems. So just let me know if you're having trouble with the assignments and please turn those in. Okay. But other than that, that is it for lesson 5. And I will see you here tomorrow for lesson 6, which is the end of module 0. Okay. Bye.